Hey, welcome to the first episode of Life of a VR Developer. My name is Mohsin, and this is going to be our journey on creating a VR application from scratch. So, what are we creating? Well, we have to rewind all the way back to February when Tama and I first pitched the idea.
Why us? Why us? Why are you gonna sound so sad?
Why us?
I said mime it!
I'm a master's graduate from Victoria University.
Shit, bro. I need to slap the shit out of you. Look at our daylight, bro. It's gone. We literally need to get this in the next 5 minutes or else we won't get it. To conclude, we are absolutely certain that this application will find success in the marketplace.
Man, that took us 2 hours to record like a 3-minute video. That was totally my bad, Tama. Well, in short, we got funding from the New Zealand Film Commission to create a VR game. Our game is going to be called Urupa, which means cemetery in Māori. Our game will be a spooky game based on Māori culture. Tama will take care of fleshing out the story and lore, while I'll be developing inside Unreal Engine 4. So here's our first week in the development of Urupa.
Shit, gonna answer this? Bumping along to the soundtrack? Where's your camera?
Where's your camera?
Hey, it's right here.
I can't see you. Oh yeah. Bro, I'm not that high tech. I don't have a camera.
Oh really? I bought this new camera just for the Skype interview.
Actual?
No, dude, got it for my masters. How was the gym? Did you come back all energized?
Yeah, man. Frick, I'm hyped. I was just hyped to do this work, eh? Just to sit down and see what's the haps.
Oh man, shit! I was about to go to sleep, eh? Good old 2-hour call. Damn, it flew by.
Maybe 8 or 9 p.m. tomorrow we'll have another chat, make this Gantt chart, and then get the ball rolling.
Yeah, bro. Later, bro. Have a good sleep.
Thanks,
Later,
eh?
wrestle.
Later, bro.
Later. There's probably 3 out there.
Our goal is to finish this project by the end of November. I've currently got a job at Wrestler till the end of September. I work there Monday through to Thursday, and then I have Friday and Sunday to work on Urupa. I'm still trying to do some work on Urupa while I'm at Wrestler, so 9 p.m. to 12, but it's not much. Like, you only can get so much accomplished in 3 hours, but at least it's progression. So this is something really exciting. I got my technical review back for Comic Crush, which is a Oculus Go app I've been developing. I have to fix a few things, but then after that, it's all good to go into the App Store. I user tested the app last week, and here's some footage.
Oh, this is sick. How long did it take you to make this?
Like a month.
Wow! Oh, that's fuzzy. It's like I can't even touch it.
I spent Thursday and Friday fixing up the changes for Comic Crush. Thankfully, it didn't take much longer than that. I've resubmitted it back onto the Oculus Store, and fingers crossed.
Yoda.
What's up, bro?
Well, all of those tasks will break down into like 50,000 little tasks.
Yeah. I think it would be pretty stretch if I actually try to complete all the environmental assets in July.
Yeah, bro.
I had to look at that and I was like, oh, I probably can't do that.
So here, Tama and I just go through the Gantt chart and just list out everything we need to do till November. I don't want to bore you too much with it because it's just a chart, so we'll move on to Saturday. Just kidding, I don't need outside. So finally, we're in the game. With Comic Crush finally behind us, I can actually move on to implementing some basic VR functionality into Urupa. So we've got these hands that I actually modeled a while ago, and I never actually got to use them, so I'm gonna use them here. This is a very basic level. As you can see, the hands don't have animations when you grab things, but when we get further down the line we can kind of start doing that stuff. But for here, it was just pretty much about creating a basic VR scene where you can grab things, you can throw things around, and creating some player movements so you can kind of go wherever you want. You might be asking, why is the character so short? Well, in Urupa, you actually play as a 10-year-old kid. This creates some interesting gameplay mechanics where, as a kid, you can't always reach the places you want to go to, so you would have to grab objects in the world and use them as a ladder to get to higher places. That does it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. There's a lot of planning this week, preparing for the eventual storm to come, but next week and the following weeks I feel like it's going to get a bit more exciting when we move into concept art, environmental creation and stuff like that. Later down on the line we've got awesome things like motion capture and voice recording, which will be so cool to document. We're hoping to stay consistent with this documentation series, so you can probably expect an episode every week for the next 20 weeks. If you guys have any feedback, please leave it in the comment section below. I know a lot of my subscribers are Metal Gear Solid fans, but support your fellow soldier at Mother Base. You know, give me some feedback. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week.